Hello everybody, Colleen here from doing a little chalk couture project, and I'm actually going to change out the amazing lantern that I got from Jess for my birthday gift, which I have actually used now for Christmas, Valentine's Day, and now I'm going to change it out to St. Patty's Day. That's what I love, having a blank canvas and just changing it out for every season. It's amazing. That is the whole amazingness of chalk couture that I just love. So I just wanted to go ahead and get my tablet going in case anybody pops in, so I'm not missing you. And I'm going to use transfers from the add-on for the vintage truck, which has these super cute little shamrocks. And it has shamrocks that you go in the back of the truck. I figure I could use them on the bottom, and it has luck. Then I think I'm also going to use the Lucky from my I Am Lucky to Love You, and that has some really cute shamrocks in there as well. And then our some February Club Couture that became available on February 1st for customers. So I think I might take the Luck part of here and maybe charm, since I have 4 sides to work with on this awesome little lantern. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I've got plenty of different things to choose from for St. Patty's Day. So what I'm going to do first is open up my chalk paste, because some of these I don't think I've used in a little bit, so I just want to make sure that we are in good working order with our chalk paste. So I'm going to be using lime, which I have here. I'm going to grab my little stirry sticks and get those going so that I am ready to just rock and roll with all the different transfers. So my chalk paste, let's give it another second here. Let's see if it gets to the consistency that I'm looking for, which is like a yogurty. That looks perfect. Lime is ready to go. Then we have orange, which actually I've had since, I think I've had this one since probably October. So let's give this one a whirl. This may need a little help, and it probably does. Let's give it a quick stir and see what we've got. We may need to add a little bit of water just to get to that consistency that we're looking for. So remember, when you're adding water, just a little bit at first. You can always add more, but you can't take the water out of it if you put too much in. So we just do a little bit at a time. And there we kind of have it to the consistency. I may add a little bit more as I start to work with that. I think I'm also going to put some white in here, this is pretty horrible to say, I'm Irish and I don't even know. I think that is the Irish flag. I'm not sure. I want to say it is. The colors of the flag. So we have our chalk paste ready to go. I have different size squeegees here that I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to start on the front panel, which is, this is the part of the lantern that has the little opening and closing. So I want to put something cute on the front. So I think I'm going to do the shamrocks down here at the bottom. Let me slide this up a little bit so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see that now. Just have to wait for the delay. Now that I moved that up, I think you can. Perfect. As always, we label the back of our transfers because they are reusable, and we want to make sure that we're putting them back on the shiny side, and we're labeling our back side so we know that that is the paper side. We don't want to put our transfer back on that side. So taking my transfer off, and I have used this a few times, so I already have it nice and fuzzy, so I know that it's not going to stick really, really hard on my glass, so it should be not a problem getting it off. So we're just going to lay this down here on the bottom, and I apologize, the lantern is a little loud. Just making sure that I'm not feeling any bubbles in my silk screen area. And off to the side, right over here, I do have my big gigantic pan of water ready to go, so that I can just keep plopping my transfers in and just moving right along with this project. So I'm going to use lime green for the shamrocks on the front side, just going a little bit traditional here, and literally just putting my chalk paste on. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit goes a long way. Just making sure I'm covering all of that area of the silk screen with the chalk paste, and you can just have a nice thin layer, and see how I'm just pulling across my paste and it just slides nicely right over the transfer, the silk screen part of the transfer. If you do use too much, no worries, you can always take it off. Just apply a little bit more pressure to your squeegee, and then that picks all that excess, whoops, I just put my fingernail right in there. That takes all that excess chalk paste off. As you can see, it's all back on my squeegee, and then I just simply put that right back into my jar. So we want to work sort of quickly because you don't want the chalk paste to dry on here, on our transfer. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is. That's adorable. Now I see down here I think when I pulled it off I had it tucked in there a little bit, but that's okay. It just looks like a little bit of bumps there, but that's all right. I'm happy with this. Slide this up a little so you can see it. That came out so cute. And then, because this transfers a little bit bigger, I'm gonna kind of go a little off center here. And I'm just gonna try to get, oh, it just stuck, so I'm going with it. I'm just gonna try to take this part and not continue on with the swirls because that's kind of going off of my area here. And I think I'm going to do that one in, I might ombre this. You know what, no, I'm going to do it in white. Maybe I'll try an ombre on another side. So let's just do this in white. And look how nice the white goes on. It's really, really nice and easy. It just glides right over. So I'm just going to try to cut this off right here with this little swirl here in the corner, because I don't want it to just to be a piece of it, because the rest of it kind of went off of my my lantern here. So just trying to be careful over in that corner there. Just taking all my excess, making sure I don't have any lines, which I saw a line there, so just to make sure I get all the lines out. See how it's very thin? You really don't need a lot of chalk paste on there. Again, same thing, taking all that excess and putting it right back into my jar. And here we go. We're just going to pull it off and see how this comes out. I apologize, the lantern is really banging a lot on my table here. Oh, that came out great. See, I was able to just kind of end it there because it did go off, because it does have a little bit more and it was a little too big for the area, but that's okay. You can, you know, mix and match all your different transfers and make them work in the space that you have. And there's our first panel is already done. So I'm going to go ahead and move to this side while that side dries, and we will continue on. I think maybe what I will do, I think I'm just going to do Lucky, and then maybe some Shamrocks in the orange for this one. I think that will be cute. So, again, we're just going to take the pieces of the transfer that we need. Mix and matching transfers is so much fun, which I love that part of it. So you can just kind of be creative and think about like, oh, that word I can use for this project. For this one, and then I'll take this word and use it on another project. So it's just fun stuff that you can do. So let's do this Lucky in, I'm gonna flip it a little bit and do this Lucky in the lime green, like so, just covering our area like we always do. Just put a little bit of paste on there and pull it right down. Making sure, like I said, we cover all that silkscreen area. Just get this little part down here of the Y, which is so cute. Just applying a little bit of pressure to pull that paste right on down. Making sure to cover everything. Oop, I missed a little spot right there. So the final step is just going over it one more time, making sure we got all our excess off, making sure, oops, I think I missed the top of that L. It's kind of hard to see. My lighting in this room is not the best. And plus it's behind me, so I'm blocking it a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna move right on, take this one off. Just being careful not to pull our transfer. We don't want to stretch out that silk screen. Oh, look how cute. Alright, and we're getting that right into our pan of water. Just moving right along. I like these big shamrocks in this one, so I think I'm going to use this big shamrock here and do that in orange. I think that'll look cute. So we can put that right across the bottom, maybe like so. I think that'll be cute. I hope you guys can see this. I know it is a little dark in here, and I apologize. You can see the outline of my head, I think, in the video from the shadow it's casting. Need to get a lamp for my desk, that might help. Oh, okay, now I felt a bubble as soon as I put that down, so I'm just going to pull that right back. And then put that down. There we go. Pretty easy. Not feeling any bubbles in there. I'm going to check my chalk paste because I have had it sitting open for a few minutes while I've been doing the other panel of the lantern. So let me just put just a little touch more in there. There we go. Now we should be ready to rock and roll. Now it's good. I'm actually going to get a smaller squeegee. And it's always nice to have a bunch of squeegees. These two, I'll show you real quick. These two squeegees that I use so far on the lime and the white are actually our small squeegee that retails for $4.99. Oh, they may have, I'm not actually sure. You know what? I better take that back. It's our small squeegee on my online store, and I can't remember what the price is. I'm sorry. But I cut it in half, and that way I have multiple squeegees available to use for projects like this, so I can just keep on going and not have to stop and wash my squeegee off in between each little section that I'm doing. So that's always a handy tip, just to have a bunch of squeegees. We actually do have other size squeegees. We have our large angled squeegee, and then we have this amazing guy right here. This is our handled squeegee, which is awesome. You can actually just pop this out and just take this off and use that for really big surfaces, or keep the handle on and use that for really big projects. That one comes in great handy. Is that a word? Great handy? No, I don't think that's right. But you know what I mean. Comes in handy, not great handy. Alright. Just about done our cute little shamrock here. Getting all that excess off. And there we have it. And our orange, my orange actually looks pretty good, considering that I haven't really used it. Oh, look at that. I like the little distressed, and that's intentional. I don't know if you guys can see this in the silk screen. There are little dots. That's making it look that way on purpose, and I absolutely love that with this transfer. I love that little distressed look. So what I can do, I think I might come back and do once this is thoroughly dried, I might just throw a few more shamrocks in here, but this is still wet, so what I'm going to do, this is not going to work. I didn't think this through too well. I don't think this is dry. It's just about dry, but I don't want to lean that down on that side because that side is definitely wet. So I think I might be able to go, whoops, let's not have that open up, to this side while that side's drying. Hopefully I'm not messing it up, but we shall see. Oh, definitely don't want to pull it on my table. That was not smart. Because it is chalk paste, so it does dry hard. And I mean, if you do scratch it, the paste will chip off. I mean, you can take your nail and just like chip it off if you'd like. You can make it permanent. I don't like to make it permanent on this, especially on my lantern, because I want to change it out. I want to change my design out every time a new season comes along. So, I mean, that's just me. You can definitely seal it. There is glass sealer that you can get. You can also get like a Krylon spray sealer that you can use to make your chalk paste permanent on wood and on chalkboards. Again, it's just personal preference whether you would like to do that or not. Completely up to you. I think I'm going to take the word charm off of this one. I like that. And here's where I might do, oh, let me see if it'll fit. Oh no, that doesn't fit. I could turn it sideways. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I like that. Darn it, this doesn't fit. And well, hold on. Hold the phone. I can really make it slant it. I think I can get that in there. Yes, I can. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you like an ombre effect with this. It's going to be white on the top and green, lime green on the bottom. Typically, for ombre, it usually does go different shades. So it would be like different shades of orange. It doesn't have to be. I'm going to show you that it doesn't have to be. I'm going to do white on the top, and then I'm going to do lime green on the bottom. Just to show you kind of how this works. So I'm going to take the spatula that I have here, and I'm going to use it and just put some chalk paste right across the top part of the word charm. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take the squeegee that I used for the white, and I'm going to just take half of the word charm, like the top half of the word charm, and do that in white, just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Can literally, oops, let me get some of that excess off. So we can just kind of go right across here, kind of make it sort of straight. Again, I'm not using any rulers or anything like that. So you kind of get the idea. I made it like half of the word. Now I'm going to use my lime, and I'm going to do the same thing. Woo, I almost dropped some there. I'm going to take that and do that right across the bottom here, and do the same thing. Now, we don't want to kind of contaminate, so I'm just being careful not to get my spatula on the white, because I don't want to accidentally get my white and then put that into my green by accident, because then that will contaminate my jar. I'm just going to go ahead and do the bottom half of this as close as I can to the white, and then I'll show you what you do to fill in that gap. It's pretty easy. Hopefully it'll work out now that I said that it's pretty easy. So, I don't have any white on there. I think I'm good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take my finger. Oops, I did mix a little there, but I'm going to take my finger and just kind of smear it with my finger. See how I'm bringing up some of that green up into the white? And I thought I was maybe bringing some of the white down, but I'm not. Let me get a paper towel so I can wipe that off, because I see a little spot I missed. So I'm just going to add a little bit more green there, a little green there, and just kind of blending that a little bit, because I missed a little bit. Oh, I brought that up a little too high, but that's okay. So I'm just smearing it around like that. I'm getting that off my finger. I'm going to pop this off because I feel like it's starting to dry. I'm just going to pull this back kind of slowly. Oh, that came out awesome. So you kind of see the ombre effect on there. Oh, I love it. That looks so good. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that worked, especially being live. Because normally things don't work out for me when I'm live. But I love it when they do. Hello, Charlene. Thanks, Char. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. So now that I did a little bit of the ombre, I did goof a little bit and get a little bit up here in my M, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to keep on going with it. And what I'll do is I'm going to take the other Shamrock that was in the I Am Lucky to Love You transfer. It's a smaller Shamrock. So what I think I'll do is I'll put one, since I wasn't quite centered, I'm going to put one up here and one down here. And I'm going to do that in the orange just to make that charm pop a little bit in the center here. Well, sort of centered, not really centered, but you get the idea. So let's get a little bit of that on here. And also, here's another trick. If you just put a nice thin coat onto your transfer, you can use it again without cleaning in between. So what I'm doing is just getting all of my excess off. I have a little bit too much orange on my squeegee. I'm just putting that to the side for a second. I'm going to pop this off. Oh, I have orange on my finger, sorry. I'm going to pop this off, because I did a nice thin layer of the orange on there. And then I can just pop it right down here and use it again without having to clean it. Oh, I got a bubble in there. Let's make sure that's out. You are going to get some on your fingers, but it washes off. It's chalk paste. Don't worry, it'll wash off. Even if you get it on your clothes, it washes off too, because I've had that happen too. So, just taking the rest of what was on my squeegee, pulling that across. Oops, I have some on the back of my squeegee. Just trying to make sure I get in all the little nooks and crannies of my silkscreen area. Oops, sorry, that's really banging a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it with one hand and have it not bang on my table. Okay, again, putting the rest of my chalk paste that was on my squeegee back into my jar. We're gonna pop that off. And voila. And I've got multiple transfers sitting in my tray of water. It's okay if you push one down. I don't know if you can see this. I have one down here, like hugging the bottom of it, and then this kind of floating on top. And it's okay, it's in water. It's okay if they touch, it will come off, but the stickiness kind of does go away in the water, which is perfectly fine. So let's flip this around. Hopefully, sorry, this side should be dry now. So that's that side. I can still see, I don't know if you guys can see this. I can still see that it's drying because around the edge of the Shamrock, it's a lighter orange, and in the center it looks darker. So that tells me that that definitely is not dry yet. But we should be good to go with our front of our lantern. So now this is where I'm going to have to leave you because this is obviously still wet. So to get to that back panel, I have to wait until this is completely dry. I can speed up that process if I'd like to with the hair dryer. Unfortunately, I just don't have one with me right now. But I will definitely post the final pictures in the comments below. And I would be so appreciative if you would share my video, get the Chalk Couture love out there. And happy St. Patty's Day almost. It's going to be here before you know it. I can't believe it. We're already halfway through, or more than halfway through February, actually. Thanks, Shar. Appreciate the hearts and the thumbs up. So once I have the final panel done, I have this cute little electric candle that I will place in there, and maybe some greens in the bottom, or maybe a cute little cauldron that's got some coins in it. Not a cauldron, that's not what I meant. That's Halloween. That is not what I meant. What is that called? Pot of gold, that's what it's called. I have a couple of those little pots of gold, so I can maybe put some of them inside. Anything you want. So it's pretty much whatever you want to do. Have fun with it, make it your own. And like I said, by all means, incorporate all different kinds of transfers, mix and match, and have fun with it, and be creative, and just have a blast. So have a fantastic night, and I will probably be back tomorrow, doing a lot more projects tomorrow. And I hope that if you are able, you stop by and say hi. Anyway, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.